So anyway, there's a lot to this. And it was, you know, it's a federal law, it's a state law. The Attorney General's has ordered all the courts. If it ever goes to court, any of these things, it is a priority. It comes before a murder case. They're very serious about this. There is also the Secretary of State. Everyone is involved. There's a big awareness of it. And it is because of, and this is applicable to all the select boards across the nation, every single one. And it was done because the government feels that democracy is being broken down by select board groups, the way they run their business. And the number one issue is transparency. Not enough, you know, the people have to know everything, every document, every committee meeting, everything about everything has got to be transparent. And that's the objective of this. And they put in penalties in place. They put all kinds of rules that, you know, I just learned myself. That's why I'm saying I'm going to be very patient with everybody. But this now puts in the people's hands, it puts a lot more power, because you can hold the select board more accountable. And hopefully all these laws, if people start, you know, learning them and using them, it'll bring together a better government. That's the objective, right? And so, I mean, I've been, you know that I got a website and everything, and I hear things from a lot of people. And one of the biggest things they say, how did they do this? When did they do this? Why did this happen? Can't we stop them? I mean, you know, so this is, so if it were transparent, they wouldn't be asking those questions. They'd know these things.
Or they would be at the town meetings.
Huh?
Or they would come to town meetings.
Well, yeah, but
you know, that's the other thing, you have to be involved as well.
I know, that's true, but there's a lot more to it than just attending the town meeting. There's notices, there's minutes, and you know, for instance, by the way, congratulations for getting your water committee together, finally, very good. Now, check this out. The water committee is in a violation, right off the bat. But you know, you didn't know you're doing it, you know what I mean? And a penalty could apply, you know what I mean? If I was a real, you know,
what penalty could apply? Please inform us.
I'll tell you what.
Please inform us. You made a statement, now back it up. Don't move on. You made a statement, now back it up.
I'm going to tell you one thing.
No, you're going to tell me.
I will get back to you.
Answer the question.
I'm going to answer the question in the order.
And no, you made a statement about a penalty. I want to hear what it is. You're the man with the answer.
Have to go out of
Provide
order.
the answer. Go ahead, we're waiting. Everybody's waiting. The camera's rolling. You made a statement, back it up. What penalty could apply? I'm waiting. The camera's on. Drum roll, please.
Do you have the minutes for the water meeting?
We do have them, not present right here, but we do have the minutes.
Was it posted? You know, because I never knew about it. Was it posted?
I have a copy of the agenda.
No. Oh, you got the agenda of the water committee.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, was it, because I would have liked to gone to that. I did a lot of work on that. And as Ernest will tell you, I produced most of the documents because he didn't have the nerve to use one of the laws that I'm going to address why everyone should have the nerve, because you shouldn't be afraid.
I got the nerve to ask you, where is the answer to my question, sir?
I'm trying to answer that.
No, you're not.
Was there a
You're
notice? Did
obfuscating.
you put a notice up in the appropriate places for the water committee? Did you?
No, I was not warned.
There you go.
Wow.
That's the penalty.
It was not warned is not a penalty, sir. You claim...
what the penalty is?
I asked you 3 times in plain English. Can you answer the question?
What was the question again?
You stated a penalty could apply.
Yeah, a penalty can apply.
What
to
penalty?
It wasn't noticed.
What penalty?
Okay?
A penalty is like sit in the corner and don't talk for 10 minutes.
Okay, so here's what you do. I'm aggrieved, and I feel like doing a damn penalty, but I'm not just
That's aggressive language.
This is getting...
Oh, damn!
That's aggressive
All right,
language.
okay.
Barry, this is getting a little out of hand, and when it becomes disruptive, no. You are becoming disruptive. He asked you a question.
I'm trying to answer the question.
I'm going to answer the question. Albert, there's a $500 penalty for the violation of the open meeting law.
Was there a violation?
If it wasn't properly warned, and if the minutes aren't, now the minutes, which were taken by Dwight Burnett.
Dwight.
He was not present at the second meeting, so the first minutes could not be approved. So the second meeting minutes, which were taken, haven't been approved yet because the next meeting is for February 18th, which is a Thursday at 6
p.m.
p.m.
It will be,
And we
it
have
So you've
will
had
be,
two meetings so far?
it will be
Two
warned.
water bill meetings?
Two water meetings.
And I didn't know, and I wasn't noticed, two of them. There's two violations. Because I wanted to go. I mean, I spent a lot of time on this water committee, this water issue. I wanted to be there.
I want to say something, Barry, okay? Obviously, which you're more than welcome. Anybody, this is,
You have
and it
to be
will be
noticed.
proper.
I didn't know
yes.
about them.
We said.
That is a
Barry,
violation.
Barry.
I'm not gonna press.
Right, no, but I'm
press.
just saying, you didn't really miss anything on the first meeting, because the only thing the first meeting was organizing the committee.
I understand you, but the whole
Right.
issue is the open meeting law that you have to apply to these. You know, I wasn't, you know, I know, I
And-
understand perfectly what you said.
And we are aware, and we do have minutes to produce,
Well, minutes is, you know.
and the next meeting,
But
they
the way
will
the
be
law
approved.
works, wait a minute, the way the law works is I was aggrieved, and I have the right to file a complaint. A complaint of alleged open meeting law.
Can I say something here without interruption, just 1 minute? First of all, we were not clear on the fact that the water board is a committee following certain guidelines under the select board. There's a couple of different things here that constitutes a public body. Now, we are clear in the water board's direction and where they are gonna go. So now, going forward, they have to run their meetings exactly like the select board.
So when were they
Properly-
actually approved?
Properly warn them, properly document the minutes, and have it here within 5 days for the public to see. Going forward, they are going to do that because they are a committee under the select board.
Absolutely, I understand the body, and I understand
And
that,
I asked
okay.
if I could just finish what I had to say. So going forward, they are going to produce the minutes and the agenda. Secondly, you requested to be notified of these meetings on January 28th. And after you requested that in writing, they haven't had any meetings.
Okay.
That's why you haven't been notified.
Okay, but the fact remains, the open open meeting law applies to every committee, every subcommittee, every single meeting you do.
We know
If you-
that.
Yes.
Well, okay, then it wasn't noticed. You know, and where do you notice them? You're supposed to have 2 or 3 places, where do you notice them?
The post
Okay,
office,
like-
Lucia's store, and the town clerk's office.
Okay, that's good. You know, I'm not trying to get down on anyone, I'm trying to convey the meaning of the open law. I don't care, I'm not gonna go after anyone, I'm just telling you, this is.
The water board did not know that.
I know.
They scheduled
Like
their
I said,
meetings.
like
Now
I
they
said to
know.
you, you see, there's 2 types of non-compliance. There's a willful non-compliance, right?
Right.
Which means, I know the law, screw it, I'm not gonna follow it. And then the
He's
second
got
type
till
of
5:40.
non-compliance is a non-willful non-compliance, which this would be. You didn't know, I didn't do it on purpose, you know? And so it goes on.
So 16.
And I wanna just,
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to tell you how it works.
Right, they're a newly formed board going through a learning
Yeah, okay,
curve.
so
So going forward,
That's clear,
they
I mean,
will,
that's clear, and I'm not making an issue about it, it was only to illustrate
right?
the laws, right? So what happens, let me tell you what happens in the case of a penalty. Do you wanna know the procedure? Do you know it?
Yes.
What is it?
The procedure is that someone needs to file a formal complaint.
Yeah?
The select board then has 7 days to act on that complaint. Holding a special meeting, finding out whether there is a violation or not. If so, then we need to respond to that. If
In
there
public.
is,
In public,
in public meeting.
okay?
If there is no violation, we can so state that.
Right, okay,
It also says if we do identify that there is a violation, we have 14 days to correct that.
right.
And if you don't like the outcome of any of it, you can take it to the Attorney General's office. And then,
No,
and he can bring, or, no, not the Attorney
Superior
General.
Court. You have to
Superior
file in
Court, that is
Superior
correct.
Court.
And then a judge will rule on that.
Right,
Thank you.
okay, would you like to know a little more? I went a little deeper and I wanted to know what the results were on these types of suits. I've looked about 10 case law, you know, just for information. We're only talking here. Okay, so if someone takes you to court, right, and for a and you're arguing whether it was willful or not willful, and you go before a judge, right? What they want is, what usually happens is the judge will order a cure. And
Only if a violation is found.
right, yeah, if the violation is found. I'm just trying to, you know, that's the whole point. I told you
Right,
what's going to happen on the
And if the select board
results.
sees a violation, the select board will act on that.
Of course you will. I mean, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I'm just trying to get it clear. One of my objectives today was I wanted to know that you understood these, because,
We
and,
have
okay, now we're gonna go on, move on to the Public Records Act. That's the next issue. Now, you know, this is not only, I want to know whether you people understand it, but not only that, I want them to know and I want you to know. You know what I mean? How it works, you know what I mean? Because, you know, when I came to my first select boarding on November 7th, since then you've learned a lot. That's great, because you were grossly out of order on that one. You know, but, you know, you did all kinds of violations just in one meeting. But we won't go into that, because now we're moving on. You know what I mean? And that's what got me started here, you know, because I just, wow, this is...
Barry, is this posted on your website, the gross violations of the first meeting? Because I'd like to read about them.
No, I'm not going to post them on there.
You
Why
just
should
made
I?
a statement. Can you back it up? I want to read about it on your
I'd like to know
website.
what those gross violations were.
Okay, I'll put them on.
Please do, because I'm very curious.
You want to hear them right now verbally?
Barry, I'm on your side.
Okay.
I like transparency, I like accountability,
Then I will
especially
explain
somebody...
it to you. Let me explain it to you right now.
I like accountability and transparency, especially from someone who's gonna come here and instruct me with the camera rolling. So,
Okay.
put it on your website, I wanna read, because grossly, there's a legal standard for simple and grossly.
Okay?
And since your wife, Jane with the Y, used to work as a paralegal,
How do you know this?
you guys have a huge web footprint.
How do you know this?
Well,
I know more about you.
you put my name in
Because
and
you
there's
put
40
everything
pages,
on
because I've done a lot of stuff.
He's all
There's
over it,
50
not me.
pages of music. There's, I got
He's a
websites
musician.
and
He's
stuff
all
all over the
not
place.
me.
We can-
Anyone can find anything
I
about
don't even
me.
have a
Just put my
Facebook.
name in.
Right,
You'll
so
be there all
since you used
day.
to work as a paralegal,
I'm-
you can help him with the difference
Oh,
between
no, no, let me tell
simple
you.
and
If
gross.
he ever
And I wanna
wanted-
read
yeah,
about gross.
Excuse me.
He'll
I
put it
work
on the website.
in
Thank
criminal
you.
law.
Continue, you
Criminal
have until
law, not
6:10. And then I have to move on in the agenda.
Well, yeah, that'll give me plenty of time. I'm
I
sure
would
I'll be able to.
advise him never to go to court with anything. This is just a small town.
You know, I wanted
I
to
don't
do
want
that
anything to
because
do
I'll
with
tell you
that.
what,
Nothing.
I am
I hope that makes you feel
litigious.
better.
I got this litigious type
He
personality.
does, I don't have it.
Now,
He does.
excuse me, one
Sorry.
person speaking at a
Sorry,
time.
he yelled at me, so I'm just correcting him.
And I'm too quick.
We're getting close to disrupting meetings here.
Well, let me tell you something about disruptive meetings, since we're on that subject. If you throw me out, we will be in Supreme Court. Absolutely, because I'll tell you, the law favors me to not be thrown out. In a public meeting, and this is,
You never said you were gonna throw him out.
No, I didn't.
well, you were getting towards there. You were getting a little out of control, telling me I'm out of control. When, you know, I was just, you know,
No, I
like
didn't. I
public
said it's
meetings.
being disrupted.
I'm not being disruptive. This is, public meetings were made, this country was made on public meetings, yelling, screaming, arguing. It still happens. It's not a big deal, it's not a crime. However, I am trying to oblige you. Now, you said, so can I continue? And I'm gonna, you know, he interrupted and I accepted it and I answered
I
his
had a
question.
valid question
I'm not
because
saying he did.
these men are my elected representatives as well.
Okay,
And you made an
It'll
accusation
be in the, you know.
of gross misconduct.
absolutely.
And I want to read about it.
Absolutely.
I asking you, I want to read about it.
Ernest is my witness.
Thank you.
He was a
And
victim of it. He was a victim of
a
it.
victim, we're into victims.
Could you
I
have
don't want to get involved in
eye
nothing.
contact here and not?
Okay, keep going.
Okay. So, that's great. You know, I want to make sure everyone
Right,
understands
right, right.
what's happening so far. I'm really happy to see that Steve studied up. because he didn't know all of this stuff 2 months ago. Neither did I, but it's good. It's good. This shows initiative to have a better, transparent government. You know what I mean? And I want to, you know, and I read a lot of things, and one of the things is if they do have a meeting without being noticed or any of the above, any violation, anything they discuss or agree on there is not valid. Did you know that? They can have a private meeting. And you know that, okay, so I'm just going through this stuff. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just, you know, like sharing what I learned, and, you know, I've been enlightened too. That's why, you know, and I wanted to make sure that, if I come here and get a public record, I request public records documents. I did it a couple of months ago. I was nervous. Denise was nervous. Steve was in the background trying to change the documents. He was nervous. No one knew. Anyone understood what was happening.
You're getting close there, accusing me of fudging documents.
Well,
That is getting close, Barry.
what is it? I'm not, you know, Denise told me that you wanted the account number removed off the bank statements.
No, I never said that.
I got them without the statements. Let's move on, okay? Okay? It happened. I have the bank statements with the account number removed, and I remember telling
The
Denise
bank statements do not have the account numbers removed, Barry.
on the ones you gave me. Look, listen, you want to not argue about this? I got them at home.
I'd
But
like to
let's-
see them.
You'll see. I'll show you. I'll bring them. Not the ones you gave me recently. The ones initially back in November.
Yeah, I'd like to see them.
So, you know, it's not a, you know, these are non-issues.
Let's move on.
Yeah, okay, I was trying to address, you know, I mean, I was just trying to state that we were all nervous because we didn't know the law. Is that a fact, would you say?
No, I'm not nervous.
Okay, well, when I was dealing with Denise, she was nervous and I was nervous. Is that right? Pretty nervous.
No, I wasn't nervous. I
Okay.
wanted to know if, I wanted to check with our attorney before I gave you the bank statement.
Right, and that's the next issue, is Public Records Act. Okay? Here we go. See, all of these laws, they come under, there's like 10 of them, if anyone wants to look them up online. And the statutes number 310 through 315. And that would cover, and you can look that up, VSA 310 or 3 or whatever, 312, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Boom, you'll see it there. That's all you need. VSA 310, you know, and so forth. And those will be the laws of the open meeting laws. And now, if you want the Public Records Act, it'll be number 316 through 320. Okay, so you can just put VSA 310, 311, whatever you want, and it'll come up. Also, you can get a copy of the open meeting law from Denise. She's required to keep them here and give them to you on request. I asked if she would.
What title is that in, Barry?
What title?
Yeah, there's 23, there's 30-something of them.
Yeah, okay,
33.
if you put, well, if you want to, let me see, I got it all here. Let me go through it.
It's Title I, Barry.
Title I, VSA 316, you know. Okay, so that's, now here we go. This is the Vermont Constitution. We're going way back, okay? That all power being originally inherent in and consequently derived from the people, therefore, all offices of government, whether legislative or executive, are their trustees and servants, and at all times, in a legal way, accountable to them. Okay, so that's the Constitution, and the law of number 315, Statute 315, Statement of Policy. I'm not going to read the whole thing. A lot of it's redundant. It says, it is the policy of this subchapter to provide for free and open examination of records consistent with Chapter 1, Article 6, which is the Constitution I just read. And it says, you can, any person to review, criticize decisions, and even though such examination may cause inconvenience or embarrassment, And they're already planning on that, and it does happen. So you can go in and say, I want to see the bank statements, I want to see this, I want to see the contract for that Solar Tech did down there for $250,000, see what's going on with that. I want to see the price of this. I want to see, for instance, I want to see, as a matter of fact, let's test it out here. I'm going to make a formal Public Records Act request, a couple of them, that I would like, to get these things. And these are things I just want to know. I mean, I read somewhere on the bank statements there was a hydro fracturing that went down up there, right? So I would like to have the details. I'd like to know how deep the fracture was drilled, how much it already cost. To me, sounded like a lot of money, 17 G's to drill a hole in the ground to fracture. And, so I'd like the details on that. Could I have that, please? I mean, not now, I mean, tomorrow,
I'm not here tomorrow.
Whatever, whenever.
Monday, yeah.
Monday, you know what I mean? And so, these public records, they are, let's see, access. Okay, so the public records, you can come here anytime between 8 and 4, 8 and 12 and 1 and 4, and ask Denise to either show them to you or provide you with copies. She has to do it promptly. She has to do it right then and there in that day. If she can't give you the copies for some reason, she has to put it in writing why she can't give you the copies right now and tell you when you can come and pick them up. Okay? So that's that. That's the Public Records Act, and it goes on. I mean, you can, there's not much that you cannot request. There are some documents, criminal records, and, sensitive things that were, nothing personal, of course, only town business. Everything you can look at. And so this is beautiful because now everyone's asking, why is this, why is that? Just go to the town hall and ask for the details, read up yourself, how much it costs, who did it, contractors. Any question you have that is a document. So that's, that's part of, that's a good thing, and I'm happy about that because I'll be honest with you, it cleared up a lot of questions for me, especially the water assessment by Elliott and Aldrich. What a wealth of information was in there. I was shocked. It had everything, and I could go on and about that, but I'll talk about some of that stuff at the Water Committee. And I do want to just go back to the Water Committee a little bit. The Water Committee is no different than what we're doing here. You can still make comments. You can still be on the agenda. What you can't do is vote. Only thing you can't do. Is that right? Right. Okay. I want to, it's not so, this is good. I'm really feeling good about this because we're
The
cutting
committee
through.
itself can vote within itself on what actions it would like to take for formal into the minutes. The Water Committee cannot vote to spend any money. They do not have that authority.
Well, I assumed that, but thank you for pointing that out. That's good. I'm sure someone didn't know that. I mean, it's. Well, I
Barry,
didn't.
I have a question for you. Do you want to join the Water Committee?
No.
Or you just want to attend?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Everyone's asked me that. Why don't you run for selectman? Here's my thing. I want to tell you this. I'll explain the reason why I don't want to be part of the body. The reason being is I like to be on the other side of the line. It's a good thing. I have access to all these laws. I can do a lot of stuff, and I feel I've already done a few things that mean something. So here I am, and so and anybody can do what I'm doing if you want. So it's, I can request documents. There's a whole list of options I have that I can do to make changes, or try to make changes, or make awareness. So that's why I want to stay on this side of the line. I don't want to be under the jurisdiction of the body. I am not. Now he's on the other side of the line. And I'm only kidding. But, we were working together a little bit, and I'm disappointed you didn't call me up, but that's all right.
Can I ask you a question? Can I say
Sure.
something? Yeah. First, I want to thank you for everything that you, but we weren't aware of all these laws.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for bringing us to attention, because we want to follow the law. There's no question that we want to be on top of the law. So please let us know what the laws are, and I think I got them right here. Denise gave them to me, because we want to do everything according to the law. you understand what I'm saying?
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
So-
and so thank you for bringing us to our attention. We didn't know we were violating the law, and so you brought us
I was
to
just
our
made aware of it today.
Yeah,
so.
you were, so thank you.
Do you have a
Yeah, I
copy
mean,
of
you
that?
know,
Thanks for letting us know.
anytime you don't,
Yeah.
you know,
I'll
anytime
get
you don't
your-
follow
I'll
the
get your
line, you
copy.
put yourself in the way of consequence, and that's a fact, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything you do, if you're, you know, you're driving down the road 80 miles an hour, no one sees you, not now, but maybe later, you know,
Well, we
whatever,
don't wanna break the law.
you know.
The
and
only
so-
thing, Barry, I do request as chairperson of the water committee is make sure that if you do want to come, you know, make sure you're on the agenda
Absolutely.
and kind of what you're going to bring to the table, because I'm the one that makes the agenda and we kind of have a timeline,
Huh?
and so
Well,
that's the only thing I
Sure,
request.
well, you can count on me being on the agenda every time, I got lots.
Well, and that's fine, but,
You know, I mean,
you know.
And he should
But-
email you, right, Chris?
What's
With-
that?
He should email you prior? with
Yeah,
his
as
agenda?
long as I know ahead of
Any way you
time.
want, any way you want. I'll
But just
email
as
it.
long as we know ahead of time, so I can put you on the agenda.
That's what we all
and-
do, it's not just you specifically, we
okay, that's
all
good.
email him
Well, you know, I
prior.
mean, I'm an IT person, I'm glued to the computer most of the day,
I
every
like
day,
that
so,
one.
you know. Anyway, just shoot me your email on the Facebook or something,
Yeah,
that'll work.
that's fine.
You know, and I'll have it.
Yep.
I get Ernest's email, but he's not the, you're the chairperson. So, yeah, so, let me see here, I'm almost covered as much, okay, so, let me see, what's this? Application. Okay, so, we already went through this, I was gonna go through, the, how are the laws enforced. Steve had it exactly right, so, you know, I'm gonna post all of this stuff, including the complaint of open meeting law violation. I'm not urging anyone to do it, but if it comes sometime in the future and you can't come to terms with the select board, or you feel that, you know, you've been violated, you can do that. And I'll show you right here quickly, is what you have to do is provide a statement of alleged, you know, you put your name, and then provide a statement of the alleged specific violation of 1 VSA 310. And if you look through them, you'll see little things, you know, they didn't post a notice, that these laws go through every aspect of the open meeting law, and there's more than you need to know in all of it, so you have to kind of, you know, let's see what else I got. Okay, so there's one other thing I would like to ask, and I'm slightly ignorant on this. Okay, so anyone wants to answer a copy of the open meeting law, you can get it from Denise. And I mean, here's what it looks like. You know, it's only about 5 pages, it's not a whole bunch there.
Oh, so it's not, this is not it right here.
Well,
That's all right, I'll get it.
I'll give
That's
you,
the statute that Barry was quoting.
Okay.
It's online, you can get it from the state
see,
of
see,
Vermont.
here's VSA 310. It says right here, Vermont's open meeting laws apply to everything, committees, subcommittees, everything, all the way down. When does the open meeting law apply? It applies on everything, that's part of the body.
Yep.
And, you know, how does it provide notice to the meetings? There's instructions, you know, like in this case, now I want to say it was hypothetical. You know that from the beginning. I wasn't going to beat anyone up over it. But, you know, it was violated, the regular meeting should be, and by these laws, it has to be in 2 places. And what's the requirements for the minutes, tells you what, you know, so if any of these things you feel have been, haven't been done, you could say, I am aggrieved, and fill out that thing, and then they will go through the process of like what Steve said, responding, and then you, and the technical word they use for reaching a resolution is curing. You know, so they cure, and you find a cure. And by the way, the laws, they urge that you don't run to court, you know, if there's a violation. They urge that you go through this procedure of trying to get a cure, so you don't have to go to court. And, you know, Superior Court's a big deal. Not like, I'll tell you this, it's not like small claims. Small claims is a piece of cake, 2 people. Superior Court, I mean, I've done one Superior Court trial in my life. It was brutal. It took a year. It was horrible. And I had to go, and Jane helped me. There's piles and piles of documents. I remember on the dining room table, there was 10 piles of documents. And I was all confused. She goes, you gotta know these